guys, welcome back to my colourful country life. Today I have a new book to show you. This is Rose and Her Friends, a greyscale colouring book by Evelyne Vancoetsem. Now, Evelyne is a French artist and illustrator, and she contacted me about a month ago with regards to her very first colouring book. Now, as I do with anyone who contacts me, I went and had a look at her work and also some of the images from inside this book, which are all portrait style illustrations. The images are super cute, sort of in a similar style to Emmanuel Collins' Coloriage Wild series, but perhaps a little bit more realistic looking. So Evelyne very kindly sent me this copy, and so the book is 28 by 22 centimeters or 11 by 8.5 inches in size. It's a little bit shorter and wider than an A4 size book. It is a soft cover book, so the cover is a cardstock with sort of a waxy texture to it. It is selling on Amazon Australia at the moment for $23.22, and I'll put the purchase links in the video description down below. Now you get 20 illustrations to colour, so let's open it up and have a look inside. So first off, we have a replica of the cover image, and it is also in the book as a full-size illustration for you to colour as well. Oh, and here it is again, so you get to colour it twice. We have our imprint information and our nameplate pages here. Now at the front we do have a few examples to show you how you could colour some of the images in the book, and I believe these have been coloured by Evelyne herself. I love these beautiful big eyes, lots of room to practice different eye colours. Now we do have a mix of both portrait and landscape pictures, and I don't know if the girl in each picture is meant to be Rose though, and the animal companions are her friends. Her facial features do look quite similar in each portrait, but with different hair and stuff, and you can see Evelyne herself has coloured them completely differently. Different hair colours, eye colours, even skin tones and stuff. But because the features are quite similar, it will make it quite easy to practice your different combinations for skin and facial features. Also maybe for our upcoming Spotlight on Faces series too. And this is the full colour version of the cover image. So you can colour the pages using the same colour palette if you have trouble picking colours, or you can do your own thing. We now have some tips before we get started on the colouring pages, and I'll quickly read this out to you. It says, these colouring pages are appropriate for all ages and have different levels for both experienced colourists and beginners. Feel free to colour every page however you want. Pencils are the most versatile medium for colouring. You can blend and layer them to create lots of amazing effects. If using pens or markers, try them on the colour palette test pages at the back of this book. Always slip a sheet or two blank paper behind the page you're working on to act as a cushion and prevent indentation or transfer of ink. All illustrations in this book were originally created by the artist Evelyne Vancoetsem. Let your imagination roam, have fun and good relaxation. And we have a little mini illustration here which matches the one on the opposite page. There's also a full-sized version of this picture in the book to colour as well. Okay, so we have our first illustration. Look at these gorgeous features. There's so much room to work with, especially those beautiful big lips as well. Plenty of space to perfect your colour combos. And how realistic do the little creatures look, especially this little frog. She doesn't seem too impressed about the creatures in her hair though, as I wouldn't be either. Now, all the pages are single-sided with this black backing, and the print on the back here is the same as the cover print here with the little cherries and love hearts and stuff. Next we have a girl with her bunny and hamster, I'm guessing, or a guinea pig. He's got a little magnifying glass on his eye. This one is one of the pages from the coloured examples in the front. Now doesn't he or she look really realistic? The grayscale in this book is very light as well, so it's not very overpowering. It's not overpowering at all, and it helps to know where your shadows are, where to place your darker colours as well. I do find grayscale quite good for beginners because they do add in like the dark areas, so you know this is where I need to put in my shadows, and then these brighter parts for your lightest, your highlight colors. But I mean, Kirby does something similar in his books as well. So he does his shading or his cross hatching usually, where your shadow colors should go, and leaves it sort of blank where the highlights go as well. It's quite helpful to learn how to look here with the hair. You can see that these bits are shaded here in shadow of the flower, so it would be darker. And then here would be your highlights. So this is a very pretty picture, very spring with all the creatures and the flower in her hair, although you could do it scary for Halloween with this little spider friend coming here. You could put a little cobweb in the background and turn her into a witch or a vampire or something. This is another one that was given as an example in the front. Has a very Christmassy feel to it, I think. This picture here makes me think of a rainy day in the British countryside. And all of the pictures have a little bit of nature in them, some flora or some fauna. She's got a mask on here, which would be nice and colourful with her owl as well. But I'm thinking, I think I'd colour this in blacks and reds, so a bit more moody and mysterious for this page. A nice smoky background. Lots of red jewel tones, black hair, maybe even red lipstick. This is pretty. This one I picked with some bubbles in the background, lots of light blues, yellows, and some sort of maybe peachy tones for the seahorses. This is very groovy. I actually need to colour this one for my daughter. She is horse obsessed, and she also loves daisies. Her phone case, her new phone case is actually covered in daisies. So this is one I could colour for her. I love giraffes. They're one of my favourite animals. This is one of the coloured examples shown in the front as well. Now this one is one of my favourites. I love the moon and the sky behind them as well. I love moons overall actually. I actually have a moon lamp right in front of me in the shape of a waxing crescent, and my watch face is actually set to show me the phases of the lunar cycle. But yeah, I would colour this with reds, greens, yellows, and perhaps some greyish browns for the wolf, and even for her hair, with a nice silvery moon behind. I think I'd like to try it with a glitter marker, perhaps. Maybe just put some paper underneath as a barrier. This paper isn't going to take your water mediums, I don't think. But marker should be okay. I have to try it out in the section at the back. What did she say about markers at the front? Find the page, Karen, find the page. Yeah, if you're using pens or markers, try them on the colour palette test pages at the back of this book. So markers might be okay. I mean, you're not going to ruin the page behind it. So if it does bleed through. We have a Cleopatra style rose here with a little cat and her bird on her head. Now this one is interesting. She's got a veil covering the bottom half of her face here. So from this sort of beaded section on her nose down to the snake, which I guess you colour by, you need to lighten the colours behind it. Maybe put like a whitewash over the front. Presuming you're going to colour it like white lace, not lace. What fabric am I thinking of? Not lace. I don't know. You could also always colour it dark and black out all the elements underneath. And just have like a black veil instead, depending on what mood you're in. Another underwater one here. This one actually looks really fun. You can see she has some mermaid scales on her skin here. So that would be fun to make a skin maybe a light green or a light blue. With the fish, are these koi carp? Perhaps I'd make them orange and have her skin color like a pale green or blue. You can even go wild with her hair color and make it like maybe a pinky purple tone or something different and bright. Okay, this one, she is blowing bubbles. There's a lot of blank space on this page, so you could add in a background if you want to. I'd probably just add in maybe some clouds or something. Okay, and this one here is our cover image. So we've got that one there, which is full size. And is that the same size? I actually think they're both the same size. Yeah, so you could colour it in two different ways. You could colour it to match this one perhaps, and then practice with your own colours. Could colour them both the same, opposites. Okay, so this is the page I decided to colour first, so I could test out the paper, as you know I like to do, and as per usual, I did film this as a colour along, so that should be up on the channel perhaps tomorrow. So I used Prismacolor pencils, some white gel pen on the flower petals and on his eyes and nose. And also just a soft pastel for the background. Now I thought the paper was going to be typical Amazon paper, but I found it quite easy to blend my Prismacolors. The paper is 100 GSM and it is thin paper. Look at that, it's quite thin. And it does have texture to it. If I lift it up, you might be able to, if you look closely at the background, I don't know if it's showing on camera because I can't see the camera, but you might be able to see the texture. Yeah, but the Prismacolors worked really well. I had no problems on there whatsoever. How cute is this little dragon? Now this is the full-size version of the image on the nameplate page and the example page next to it. And look at the expression of that cat's face. That is a typical, I'm the boss, I'm in charge cat face. Look at that face. He is definitely the king. That's a really pretty picture though. Now from cats to dogs, look at that sweet face. I'm definitely a dog person. I like cats. I don't think I'd ever own a cat, but I do love cats. I'm definitely a dog person. Give me all the dogs. And that was our last page. So now we have a couple of colour palette test pages. Here, test your markers and stuff on here before you use them in the book. A little bit of information on our artist here. There's a hashtag, so if you colour any pages from this book, you can use this hashtag here when you post them on your social media. Okay, and that, my friends, is the new book, Rose and Her Friends, from Evelyne Vancoetsem. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a magical day, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.